We still start with Candle? Yeah, they are.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final quarterfinal match of the Upstarts tournament. We have ZenArcane versus Valence, a 4 and 5 seeds, so this should be a pretty good matchup. And I'm going to hand it off to our commentators, Mirai and Nightcrawler.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is, I believe, a rematch. We were just talking about this a few moments ago, Mirai, when we were doing the previous part of the tournament. These two faced off against each other, and it was an exciting match then.
They did. It was, I don't remember how close it was exactly, but in terms of standings here, the 1 point separates these two in the overall standings, moving out of the async section and into the brackets here, with Valence as the 4th seed and ZenArcane as the 5th seed. So yeah, very, very close matchup. Hopefully we'll see a really close race here today.
Yeah, the previous part was an asynchronous tournament where they would just, send in a video or give you a link to a VOD that they did sometime during the week, but now they're actually both live and ready to go.
Yeah. This is, we've been doing like kind of a little intro for the Upstarts tournament for at least the quarterfinals here, but this is the beginner tournament, the first for Zelda 2 Randomizer. The first 6 weeks were async races where an evolving or a flag set evolved over the course of those 6 weeks, and it got a little bit tougher every single week. Some weeks had a bit more of a spike in difficulty than others, and here we've settled. This is the week 6 / brackets flag set that is settled on here, but all the conveniences for the most part have been taken away, other than the starting candle there you see on tracker. But something like starting down stab, starting life spell, things of that nature have been taken away from them. And we're off.
The bracket giveth and the bracket taketh away.
Very true. So not an amazing start here, having to go across this bridge right away.
Yeah, every time until they find the boots.
Yeah, this is looking like a canyon, a vertical canyon on the west here.
Yeah, and now with one attack, it is a little bit inconvenient to get past these Mobies. But at least they have an item cave right at the start.
Yeah, watch this be the boots right away. But you don't want a game over here, right? And these blue moblins are going to be a little annoying to fight.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Back-to-back blue moblins, that is. Oof. Zen doing good there.
Yeah, good rhythm. And Valence is going to use the beams. Oh, God. But there's 2 of them, so at least one's dead. It'll stay dead if Valence dies here.
Yeah, 2 at once is a little rough. He does get through it, though. That's, they're stabbing up, they're stabbing down. They could be doing that opposite of each other. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what I was guffawing at. Well, so they can up an A and just walk straight out of the palace now instead of having to go past the bridge. This kind of reminds me of Islands. Usually at Islands, you get boots right off the bat. It's not intentional. It's just the way the randomizer works. But it kind of looks more like a canyon pile right now.
Yeah, it's a vertical canyon.
Yeah.
Big old river running down the middle of it.
We got P1. We got Saria.
Did we see what was in Saria there? Or did Zen just kind of step in and... it looks like life, I believe. Yeah, both of our runners have trackers available that we can see on our side of things here from the ZSR commentary skybox.
Yeah, I do like Valence's tracker. It's neat. It's a good setup. It's even animated. How fancy.
I was going to say, I thought I saw Zelda sitting up at some point. Now she's lying back down.
Oh, what? Was she sitting up?
She was.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
It's that's deep technology right there.
Yeah,
that's AI-driven sprite technology there.
That would actually be... I mean, I hate it as somebody who, likes doing art themselves, AI potentially maybe taking over everything, but that would be a cool use of it, to have like a AI-driven, sidebar to your stream or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, life spell, get. That'll be useful in a little bit when they can cast it. Oh, 55? Was it 55? They can cast it now.
Yeah, hammer in Trophy Cave as well. We'll see if there's any boulder blocks along the way or if spec rock comes into play. Not necessarily, but kind of a peace of mind, piece of equipment to have in your pocket for when you do arrive at such a block.
Yeah, and with this canyon biome, it actually is pretty easy to get to a lot of the caves, so we should see any potential blocks pretty quickly, I would think. Because there can sometimes be like little, offshoots, but they're often connected by caves. So
Yeah. Yeah, pretty easy exploration here. Kind of jetty on the west, just like you say, find the caves, walk up the river, find the caves, do them, and then collect your spells as you go, collect your information. There's not a lot of navigation other than just kind of walking north and south here currently.
yeah, and the randomizer, when it's generating these maps, like this canyon biome here, it puts these like sandbars that connect various parts of the map to each other, or bridges. So it's pretty intelligent in that. You don't always end up with the boots like early on. It's just that it's more likely to come up earlier the more useful the boots are.
Yeah. And the other thing here is that, we're dodging a lot of encounters, and so our overall levels are probably going to be a little lower than these runners may want, possibly going to the next continent or into a palace here.
So Fairy is in Rudo here. So
Okay.
They definitely want to pick up the hint to that, because that'll allow them to go into the palaces, at a certain degree of risk.
Yeah.
Go east to find the trophy. All
Okay,
right, so we're not getting Fairy right now. They'll have to find the Eastern Continent connector first.
Yeah, speaking of continent connectors, this is a flag set that started out, again, when it evolved over the 6 weeks of asyncs. It started out with normal connectors, so we had some very basic, constant knowledge that the runners had every single time, west to east to Death Mountain. All of that was pretty much known right off the bat, but it switched to anything goes at some point recently, I think week 5 or week 6 or somewhere along the lines there. And that means that our caves, our raft tile, our bridged, they go anywhere. All that's guaranteed is that you will be able to reach all 4 continents in some way, but what the modes of transportation are is unknown and has to be figured out as you play the seed.
Yeah, of course, my personal favorite is going to be like, hammer blocked, like Death Mountain connector, and to get the hammer, you've got to get spell, and spell is like, 8 heart containers to get. I love that torture kind of seed, but no, they got the hammer right now, so that's one less thing that's going to be blocking them.
Yeah, funny enough, we see Maze Island, but coming back to what you say about tortures, that some of these seeds have been not the most, we'll put this in air quotes, new player friendly here in these live raid streams. So it's kind of unfortunate that the randomizers seem to torture some of our runners in previous races up to this point. But again, we'll see what this. Right now, we started out kind of simple, kind of basic, boots immediately into a wet vertical canyon, and so we'll see what else awaits us.
In a maze lies the cross. That was at the tomb, the king's tomb. And yeah, of course, they have found a connector to Maze Island, which, they can get the cross there if they want. But, and there's a palace, and there's possibly some other kind of connector to or from there. And, there's going to be another item there. I don't know if they're necessarily going to want to jump in quite yet, because if they dig into Maze Island, they know that they're going to get the cross as one of the 2 items, and the cross isn't really a necessary item. It's kind of like, it's helpful, it's nice. The chances that the other item is going to be like super duper useful is a little bit low, and if they go all that way, and the palace that's in the middle of Maze Island is glove blocked, it'd be a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Speaking of blocks, though, we do have a boulder blocked medicine cave here in Zen's side. He was showing us hammer required to get in here. Not too big of a troll, though, both of our runners having seen Trophy Cave and gotten hammer.
Keys in the drop pool for small enemies.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Also grab shield in Raru here.
If they get enough keys, they might not need to to get the fairy spell. Although, of course, at least to do like one palace. But of course, the randomizer does put it in logic that you're gonna get the key the magic key or fairy before you need to go in there.
Yeah.
What was it saying the flute was on Valence's side?
I'm actually seeing a lot of syncing up here, so I did not see anything about the flute, unfortunately. Oh, in a maze lies the flute. Okay, I see it now.
We know both items in the maze now. Gosh, cross and flute in a maze. That's not very tempting to go in there. Revenac has medicine.
It's good to know, though, I guess, if you really wanted to find one or the other, it's like you could really just kind of skip the maze for now and wait to see if there is a 3-eyed rock or something on the east, and then you're like, well, all right, I know where the flute is at, I'll go back and get it.
Now, in Mito, there is the Thunder Spell, and they need the medicine to pick that up, and that's going to be in Palace 3, so we now know that they're going to have to dig out of Palace 3.
What have we seen so far? We've seen Palace 2, I believe.
Valence just got the glove? Is that the case? There it is. Okay, well, going into palaces is less scary now. They only have, whatever keys they've picked up off the ground at this point, but they don't have to be worried about glove blocks, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things that's always in your mind. You're like, I'm probably gonna need this. It's probably gonna be required at some point. So where is this glove? And nice find early on.
Yeah. And we know one of the required items is in P3. So honestly, I think that this is a seed that they're probably not going to want to do a lot of digging, because they know where the flute is if they need it. And the chances that the reflect spell is also going to be item blocked is pretty low, because that's just the child at this point, because we've seen what Rudo has. And that's,
famous last words.
Yeah. But if they can get reflect and they know where the item in P3 is, and the item in P3 is easy to get, once you get fairy or magic key or something, you're pretty much good to go. Unless you need the raft, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great health early on, Vix Rider.
Yeah, speaking of those levels, they're getting them now. We were just talking about that a moment ago. Skipping encounters with the boots and all this water, not getting those potentially early P bags that could be leveling you up a lot quicker. 223 on Valence's side, and whatever Zen's got here, we'll see. 323. Okay. The boots do walk on water in this flag set. It is a flag whether boots walk everywhere or only in limited spots.
Yeah, I think most people prefer that the boots walk everywhere, but yeah, you can set it up so that it acts more like the vanilla game. And there are visual indicators on the map if you play with that flag turned on. Like, it'll be pretty obvious where you can walk on the water. You don't have to just, rub your face against the rivers wherever you go.
Yeah, it's obvious once you know what you're looking for, but I will say that as someone who didn't way back in the day as a newer Z2R player, I was like, I don't know how to get to some of these places, and then I realized, there's these little road tiles that indicate that I can walk across this water bridge that is invisible to me.
God, what a noob, Mirai.
I should have just asked for help in the Z2R Discord. Someone could have helped me.
Yeah, or somebody could have made like a video or something.
Videos take time.
Yeah. No, yeah. These runners, they've gone a long way in a very short amount of time. They're pretty competent runners at this point, and just goes to show that it's pretty easy to pick up Z2R if you know how to play Z2 just in general, and it's. With a couple tips here and there, it's not that difficult to play Z2 in general either.
I agree.
So
it is a little rougher to emulate, but yeah. It's a game that kind of rewards low input latency for sure. A little kind of Twitch-based reaction. It's a very reactionary game, especially the randomizer, I'd say.
Yeah, they're high-fiving in this tile.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, I saw Zen come in here. I thought I saw, I could have swore I saw a flute or something. Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy.
Well,
I'm seeing the future.
Flute is here. But yeah, I believe you are from the future. You're the Terminator.
Yeah, that I must have just been seeing things there. But yeah, both of them here on Maze Island, and we didn't see any other ways off the west. So oh, there's a cave. Okay, so there's a cave.
And Death Mountain.
looks kind of mountainous. Could be caldera as well.
I don't know. It looks like it's broken up a bit too much for that, but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, we'll have to see more about it. I mean, there could be just a bridge to the east, just sitting on the other side of Maze Island.
No,
yeah, Zen with the game over there.
I promise this is Death Mountain. Valence wants to check out the rest of Maze Island. I think he's gotten all the hints. Maybe it's, if I'm going to east, if my objective is to go east, picking up the cross would be good. That might be the mindset there.
Yeah, that's 100%. I like the cross for the east. It's like when it's helpful, it's super helpful, But it doesn't have to there don't have to be invisible MOAs. They're trolling you in the encounters. You might go into an old Kasuto early on with some low health. Life 4, you're probably losing at least 2 heart containers to those MOAs. Although we do have vanilla effectiveness on our flags today for attack and life.
All right,
they do have the shield spell as well.
Yeah. And we got a bridge here, so that's another connector. All right. There's the east. Yeah, that's more effective than going through Death Mountain for sure. And who knows where Death Mountain connects to on the other end, so good job. And, we were getting, in the east lies the medicine, so this, exploring these eastern areas could be knocking out those items that they need to get really early. Trophy. I don't remember what spell that was. But that wasn't thunder. Was it fairy?
You'll have to give me just a moment. I'm working through some technical issues, it seems, on my end here.
Yeah, so that's the item that they need for fairy. So if they also find the medicine, that's most of what they need.
Yeah, let me know what the Death Mountain looks
gosh. Spec Rock has the child. So that, digging into Death Mountain was actually a really, really good pull for ZenArcane. What was that, sorry, Mirai?
I was saying that you are going to have to, you're on your own for about a minute there.
Okay. Yeah, so that's fantastic for ZenArcane right there. Because Reflect could be in Darunia, and they're probably going to go into Darunia anyway for Upstab. So having the child with you to just get whatever reward that is while you're on your way is pretty good. I don't know if digging for the Hammer Cave is necessarily going to be worth it. I guess it could be... Oh, okay. So Valence has picked up Fairy. Very nice. So that must have been an up and A.
Yeah, sorry, I missed where that trophy was at because I was doing what I was doing over here, not paying attention.
Trophy was in Spec Rock.
Okay, that's okay. So where was the child then?
Oh wait, so child was in child was in Spec Rock. Let me hit that real quick. Trophy was in one of the first item caves.
Gotcha. Okay, understood. We're all caught up now.
I believe it was Sunken PMAC King.
Our tracker's saying Risen.
Risen. Okay, cool.
Home Wrecker on tracking also. Hello, everyone. Home _ Wrecker. Z2R _ tracker.
Nice. And that is a caldera in Death Mountain. So you were right, in a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, it looks mountainous when you first see it, but it's like the calderas, they can have some mountainous-like features outside of the caldera area. So it's kind of hard to tell at times, so you get a little bit more look at the biome as a whole. But yeah, I mean, it had to be one of those two. It wasn't a vanilla like, wasn't obviously a vanilla. We don't even have that in this flag set, and it wasn't a canyon of any sort.
Now, Valence is in Meadow. I don't remember Valence picking up the medicine, though.
They were just getting downstab with Fairy.
Just getting downstab. That actually makes a lot of sense. Downstab is one of the best ability. It is the best ability in the game, really, that you get as a progression.
Yeah, and this could give him an advantage here over Zen. First to downstab, easy to get over enemies. It's gonna be a little bit faster to go through things. Dodge enemies, that is, as you're seeing Zen just have to crouch and wait for these moblins.
Now, Valence has gone into a palace here, and coming across one of the best custom rooms from the Room Jam. Just saying.
It's a high traffic room. I'll give you that.
Come on, having that Guma down below, that's peak, because it's like just you have to keep track of it, because like the hammers just peek out from beneath. That's peak level design right there, man.
So Zen's still in Death Mountain here. How close was the connection to the east? Was that out of Death Mountain? That was off of Maze Island. That was off of Maze Island. Okay.
Now,
so Zen is looking around here for any sort of other connection. He might find it, right? Because we still have, I guess we still have a raft out there, which he doesn't have a raft to use it.
Now, I'm thinking at this point, these guys should probably try to level up magic as much as possible and not really dig for items, because they can get to the east, they can get to Maze Island, they can get to Death Mountain. I guess there's a very unlikely possibility that they might need raft to get to a particular part of a continent. That's very rare, though. So, yeah, I think they should just try to ignore the items as best they can, which means that they're going to want to rely on Fairy instead of trying to find the magic key.
Yeah, I missed what the east looked like. So, if it seemed open, that raft to a segmented east might, it's possible that it's a thing, but if it's looking wide, like it's wide open, it's not really, But it's definitely something that trolls any player with this segmented content. I love segmented continents, but it's definitely a troll.
Mystic Blue Slime, yes, Zen is using the Hero of Chrysalis as their sprite. Oh, and that was a question from RG365. If you haven't played Chrysalis and you like Zelda, do yourself a favor and play it, because there's a few, questionable game design decisions, like having to be certain levels to go to certain areas. But other than that, it's a fantastic game. I really recommend it.
I think there's a patch to remove that, and if you want to join the Rando Discord, I believe they have a bunch of quality of life fixes that go into the game as well.
Valence digging the item out of... Wait, hold on. This isn't P3.
I believe it's P2.
Oh, yeah. We know what's in P3. They need to get the item out of P3. Yeah, I would recommend just ignoring the items in these palaces, honestly. I guess if you know that the room has an item in it, you might as well go. But
yeah, I mean, they could. They only have 5 magic containers and 6 hearts. I'm sure they'd enjoy a 7th heart and a few more magic containers. So probably worth a quick check here and there. But I'm not sure I would find myself digging around 5 or 6 if I didn't find the item on the way to the boss, to look for the item afterwards. Unless maybe I had like a hint that like Goomba sits on the magic jar or something, then that's possible. If I still had only 4 containers, I might be inclined to go search out that 5th one. Because we don't know how expensive Thunder's going to be just yet. I played a seed just last night where Thunder was 83 at Magic 7, so...
That's pretty pricey.
Yeah, and I mean, even another Magic container will give them that... give them enough magic to cast it, but again, kind of newer runners here are probably going to be burning through life casts, shield casts, everything else. We're seeing Valence kind of burn through fairy casts here just to get through some rooms. Seeing that door upstairs at the elevator, can't go through it now without taking a death or taking a magic level as he just did. So yeah, I mean, even though, you know, a better runner could probably survive just fine on 96 magic with an 83 cost of Thunder, these newer runners probably going to be a little tight on MP at that point.
ZenArcane also picking up the flute in Maze Island. And these guys know, you know, more or less where... Oh, wait. Yeah, these runners know more or less where the cross is going to be, and ZenArcane knows exactly where the cross is going to be because he found it. It's right next to the other item. That's a bit unfortunate for Valence because I don't think... If Valence does go look for the cross, he's probably not going to start off by looking like immediately next to where the other item was. But it's not a critical item. Oh wow, that River Devil. That looks so useless.
I missed the River Devil. I was watching Valence skip attack going for what looks like another magic level here.
That is a good idea. You know me and attack. I am in love with attack levels, but I think with the way that this seed is playing out, you're going to want to get magic levels.
Yeah, I mean, one cast of fairy still, like right now, is looking pretty punishing. Again, if he just had it, I don't know how much it is exactly, but maybe if he had another magic container, he would have 2 casts of it at this point.
Hmm.
All right, well, Zen's got his trophy. He'll be able to go back and get fairy. And Valence doesn't have that much of a lead here. P1 wasn't that difficult. Speaking of, as you're seeing there, Zen getting trolled by the Moa, even though he can see it there, the cross, that's something that at least lets you know what you're getting killed by when you get killed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, if you see more of those at encounters, that is something that could absolutely truck you very hard in an encounter. You'll run into, like right here in Old Castudo. Oh, he doesn't have downstab, right?
Yeah, he forgot for a moment they didn't have downstab yet. Okay, spell. Sure, yeah. It could possibly be the location for the medicine. And
I thought Rebo rode with the medicine.
Yes.
Yeah, Rebo's got the Kool-Aid today. Blue man with the red juice.
My brain, you know, too much steak sandwich, I guess.
I don't remember being offered any steak sandwich, so you keep that to yourself.
Oof. ZenArcane's gonna really want to pick up that downstab soon.
Yeah.
A couple deaths so far. I think he's going in the wrong direction to get the item that he needs for that, though. No, he has trophy. He should be able to go get it.
Yeah, Valence out of 2 as well. Apparently there's too many doors in there, and one cast of fairy is a little too restrictive.
Oh, it's a shame.
There's doors around every other corner. That's something that absolutely can happen. Sometimes palaces are free. Sometimes you walk in there's not even a door except until the gem pedestal. And then other times, you go in there's a door every other room, and you just cannot get through unless you've got some really amazing management of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm going to call back to Zen seeing that last graveyard encounter with Moas in there. He's going to be able to see those, and Valence is not. That may hurt. He has to hit those encounters to begin with, but if he does, it may hurt him. Then again, he does have fairy. You can't just fairy out of these.
Let me put something, in front of you to analyze and to assess real quick. Okay?
Hit me.
Okay, there's Sunken Peabag Cave and Risen Peabag Cave. Oh, look at that Riverdale! Look at that Riverdale! Oh, you missed it.
He's doing a job without boots. He works without boots. Boots are cheating.
Yeah. Oh my god. Could you imagine getting stuck there if you just didn't get those boots at the beginning of the game? This would be a much more epic.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about that. So there's Sunken Peabag Cave and Risen Peabag Cave. What about Enclosed and Open Peabag Cave? Are those not better names?
Hate it.
You hate it. How about Covered Peabag Cave and Open Peabag Cave? You're not a fan, huh?
One sinks down, one rises up.
They both rise up and sink down. That's how...
From the point of entry.
That's like saying uphill both ways. Something can't just sink down or rise up.
Well, you can also look at it as on Risen Peabag Cave, you start on the floor, so you're sunken down, right? Or in Sunken Peabag Cave, you start higher, so you're risen. You're higher, so you're risen up.
Exactly. So I am going to throw the Zelda 2 community into a tizzy, and I'm going to just burn everything to the ground with my fire spell by just changing the names of these two caves.
Steps up, steps down. That's it. Steps up, steps down when you walk in.
That's horrible.
Risen, sunken. That's it. No need to turn this into like a quadratic equation. We don't need to be solving for anything and having homework or graph us some parabolas.
Look,
That's an inside joke.
Square Wave Peabag Cave and Sine Wave Peabag Cave. No, that's not it.
This is ridiculous.
Yep, it is.
I do not approve.
You're not ready for what I've got to offer, okay? I am offering salvation from confusion.
I'm not confused at all. When I look at these caves, I know exactly which is which.
You seem like you are a little confused. Now we got Reflect. So Valence, yeah man. Valence knows what's up.
So we only essentially need Jump would be nice to have.
It'd be nice, yeah. ZenArcane has the child, so more chances. Actually, it's pretty. At that point, we know that he's going to get Jump. Well, he'll have an opportunity to get Jump because that's the only other magic item that that could possibly have been needed. Cave 9 and Cave 11? Yeah, totally. Fire was Dorinea? I didn't see that. Oh, fire's great. I mean, we still have linked fire, right?
Yes.
This could be... I mean, get it. Get that fire. Turn the world on its head with fire-linked thunder or fire-linked fairy.
Yeah, I don't know if we got a check of it just yet.
Oh wait, I did see someone with fire, right? ZenArcane has fire. I saw him shooting fire, so yeah. I don't know if he checked it or just cast it. He must have been checking it because he cast it, but I wasn't paying attention to the screen when that happened. I'm sorry. Oh, all right. There's a magic key. These guys are set. All kinds of set right now. I think Valence has a spell, so could pick up whatever's at the end of the town too.
Yeah, Zen dipping into a palace here with no fairy, no magic key.
Ooh, that's ballsy.
Yeah, not sure if he'd be able to grab the magic key. We don't know. You know, Valence has 6 containers, and Zen's only got 5, so don't know if it's 5 or 6 to get in.
And ZenArcane doesn't have downstab yet, right?
Correct.
I would maybe stay out of the palaces until he picks up a couple of these things. Oh, we got water tile down there for Zen. Go east to find the magic key. And a little high five there between the two runners.
It is 6 to get into the basement to get that magic key.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's unfortunate for Zen.
Yeah, unless there's a magic container on this water tile, as Valence is about to show us what's here.
Yeah, if there is a magic container here, that would be great, but unfortunately not. So I don't know if ZenArcane is actually going to go back to New Kasuto to get whatever this... I mean, we know it's the magic key, but ZenArcane doesn't know that yet, so that's a huge deal, because Valence can kind of skew away from leveling up magic. Won't really need quite as much of that anymore. Whereas Zen might be forced to level it quite a bit.
Well, there's his 6th container in the spell tower.
Okay, well,
Bailed out.
easy peasy then.
Yeah, he'll get this to be like, wow, that's score right there. But he's still not going back to get his downstep technique. It's not necessary, of course, at least not yet. Could be necessary in GP, but I mean, I'm sure he'll get it eventually. It's just the longer he waits, the longer... Again, Valence is going to be able to cruise through combat a good bit quicker. If he hits a blue Iron Knuckle or a Doom Knocker, he'll just be able to kind of downstab over it and go, whereas Zen won't really have that luxury.
Right. Valence got the magic key on his way into New Kasuto, right? So does that mean he doesn't have the spell and he couldn't get that magic container at the end of town? Because he still has 6.
Yes, spell was Old Kasuto, and I guess Valence did not see Old Kasuto just yet.
Okay. So
it seems to have worked out, yeah, and some weird divergence. There's different routes here.
Yeah, we got some sort of convergent, thing going on.
Yeah, I kind of like this. The two separate paths that they've each found to get themselves into palaces.
Mm-hmm. And they are both going into P3, which is smart because they need the item out of P3.
Yeah, I don't know if they had seen that P6 is somewhere else. Just have we seen P6 yet? I thought we saw 1, 2, 4.
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay, we have seen 6. All right. I wasn't sure if they knew that the purple one. Oh, Zen dipped into P6. Okay.
Valence, don't leave. Don't leave. There you go. This is a very purple palace.
I like it.
Extremely purple. Like, even the metal blocks are purple. I love it, yeah. The blocks, the statue, the foreground, background, the pillars, everything is purple.
Zen's sprite, also purple.
Oh, yeah. And, Zen and Valence's sprite are purple. For some reason, I didn't notice that they both were using purple as their
Zen, Valence was just shielded, and he does turn into a pink Zelda at that point.
Yeah, that's why. We got a lot of purple going on here now, guys. Gotta love it. Get that item. There we go. Now get out. But they don't have to go back right away to turn it in. It is Thunder, and at this point, it wouldn't really be practical to cast it in most situations. So might as well just pick it up later when they go back to the Western continent.
Yeah. They got to go back there and do 4 anyway, so...
Yeah.
I mean, they have to do more than 4, but they had to go back there anyway for 4 once they got Reflect in the East.
And we haven't seen GP yet, right?
Correct. So, Death Valley?
Yeah, I think so. ZenArcane is doing Downstab-less Rebenak, so for those newer runners, this is a good example. You don't need Downstab to kill this boss, although it might seem like you do it first. I think Zelda 2 is really cool for those who are newer to this, because it might not seem like it at first, but most of the enemies in the game can be defeated in multiple ways, whereas in a lot of other Zeldas, before like Breath of the Wild or whatever, like there's pretty much just one way to kill each enemy. And you have to do it that way.
Yeah, I like that's what draws me into this game, is the combat, obviously. It's combat heavy. If you don't like the combat, you're definitely not going to like this game because it's not much of a story-driven Zelda game. It's more of just a side-scrolling combat game. A lot of fighting. Which again, if people are coming from Z1, Z3, anything the 3D ones, it's a totally different experience, and it's probably why it's like the least liked one because it's not really that Zelda theme all that much, at least in design wise, based on everything else that's surrounded it, especially the era. I mean, there's a manual. You could look at the instruction manual and read a little bit of story, but I'm sure a lot of it was retroactively put in place at some point.
Oh, that down stab with the glow right into the lava. I was looking at that lava and I was like, that lava looks hungry. And turns out it was. Yeah, no, the story for Zelda 2 is actually pretty good. Valence stopping to curse that dang Mew. It's a dangerous thing to do, when you're above like some lava and there's breakable blocks and you want to clear the way, but you got to be very light on those fingers to do it. Yeah, and I like the story for Zelda 2. It's interesting, although it is, one has to wonder, with some of these things, like going into all the different houses and Link meeting Zelda's great-great-grandma and then making out with her immediately.
Hyrule's a different place.
Yeah, I guess so.
But give props to Zen for getting through that downstabbless rebo, getting the medicine out of 3, and now he's into 1 here? Yeah, 1.
Yep.
Again, with your torturous room. Nice spell usage.
Yeah. Okay, look.
Which is fire. Okay.
Mix large and small is so good here, too. Give me more Goombas. More and more Goombas.
So,
go ahead.
I was going to say, overall, like looking at Valence in 6, and Zen has come back to the west to do 1, 2, 4, get downstab, get thunder. It'll be one full sweep. He doesn't have to come back to the west, whereas Valence does have to make one more trip back to turn in the medicine because he's sticking around in 6 right now. And so I wonder if Zen is going to, he's closing this gap currently because he's going to be in 2 probably shortly after this. Magic Key going to help him much more in P2 because we saw those doors. Valence not having the Magic Key at the time, having to rely on 1 cast fairy per life. So Zen's not going to have any problems getting through the next palace, and of course having Reflect. Both of them have Reflect to get through 4, and then off of the west from there. So Zen, I'm going to say that if this 6 is really trolly for Valence, and he doesn't get back to the west quick to get back into 2 with Zen and get back into 4 with Zen, that Zen might kind of take a little bit of lead here. You could even maybe say that there might even be a little bit of lead currently. Hard to tell, though. I mean, they're both at 2 gems. Gem count isn't exactly a perfect metric for who's winning and who's not.
Interesting.
You like the analysis there.
Yeah. We should have you on to this, more regularly.
Yeah.
Share your opinions.
I'm expensive.
I know. Every time you come in, we got to preheat the oven for you. It's
I know.
unbelievable.
Yeah. CSR has to bring in the top level catering here.
Yeah, catering trucks. You ever had a catering truck come into your work?
Probably at some point in long far past. I'm not sure where we're going with that, but Zen's picking up thunder. Probably going to head into 2 after this, or 4. They're probably about the same length, and we'll see. He's got to do both anyway. I think he's right next to a palace.
Valen's about to experience some pain real quick. That almost got him. Life spell is what? 3 containers? That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not shuffled in this flag set. It's just the standard vanilla. be kind of trolly for new players to, cast life and only get 1 bar back.
Can you really blame me, Homewrecker? Like Angel over here talking about his pizza shops,
You did just have a steak sandwich. I don't know how you're still hungry.
Because I'm making something also. Preheat your ovens? No, no, no. Preheat your crock pots. Don't have to heat up the whole house. Oh gosh, again, valence. Oh man. That's painful. Oh. Yeah, I might as well cast Fairy. You got the magic key. You're not going to really need much more magic.
Give me just a moment again here. I see Valence in an item room.
Oh wow, this is a fun boss room for Rubenek. Look at this.
Yeah, the non-cheese room.
That's great. No, you're fighting Rubenek. Yes. No cheese today. Oh boy, lava's claiming a lot of lives today.
Rewarded with the raft, I see. We're still not even entirely sure where that goes. It must go somewhere on the east. I don't know if we saw the raft tile on the east.
Yeah.
But everything, as far as we know, is accessible, though, on the east. Have we seen an entrance to Death Valley?
We haven't, but...
I don't know if we did a lot of walking.
It would be super cool if the only way to get to Valley of Death was to take a raft there, but I don't think that would happen. I mean, I've seen some stuff like that, but that's over the course of like hundreds of seeds, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely had some weird stuff blocked by, a segmented continent where it was raft or something required to get there.
Yeah, one thing that comes to my mind is like there was a seed in an earlier version where like the meta was that boots weren't quite as useful as they are now. This was, I think, before the biomes, and people usually turn their nose up at any items that were not, strictly necessary. And so, like, even if they came across the boots, they might try to save like 2 seconds by not picking it up.
Yeah.
And GP was the entrance to Valley of Death. 2 GP was boots blocked. It was like on one of the coasts, and that was the only way to get there. And that was super cool. I loved it.
Yeah, we did see a game over on Valence's side here in 6. So again, coming back to this, if Zen's going to be able to cruise through this P2, and this P6 is costing Valence some time, again, coming to gem count, Zen is going to be able to take the lead here. And it really just comes down to kind of like, I mean, again, if Zen spends a long time in 2 and last location's the boss, the same thing in 4, then, even if Valence spends a little bit extra time in 6, he might be able to cruise through 2 and 4 quicker than Zen, right? This is why gem count isn't really a great metric, because it really comes down to palace routing, some guessing, being randoed by the rando, things of that nature. So, really, GP entry times is probably a better metric, but even then, GP can be kind of a troll in terms of its layout. So we just kind of have to wait until it's over. But yeah, you can theory craft a lot of different things, and it's always fun.
Yeah, I don't really see them being too separated yet, but we'll see about that.
So did Zen not turn in? He didn't turn in the trophy for... Is Rudo further up north? It might be further up north.
I don't remember exactly where it was, but yeah, Zen, I don't think has turned it in yet.
Yeah, I saw an empty spot in the Rudo slot in his spellbook there.
And there are a few glove or fairy blocks where fairy is much faster, so it's good to have fairy for multiple reasons. Yeah,
we did just see that on Zen's side as he was carving out part of that room to get up to the top of it. That was definitely a room that could be much more quickly ferried through. And there might just be a fairy block. There could be a gigantic room of lava that is from the vanilla game that's placed in one of the palaces randomly. because right now blocking rooms can appear in any palace. So we may have an actual fairy block in place. Yet to see it, but could exist. And especially in P4, because P4 is right here in the west where fairy is.
My room claimed life.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this room, man. You were just like, add enemy, add enemy. Can I fit another enemy? Add enemy. Shooters here would be cool. Add enemies.
Yeah, but you only need to fight, like, at most 2 of them at once.
Walking into Helmet Head's room here for Zen. That was kind of a clear of 2. I don't know if he's going to save much time over what Valence did. Valence digging in here earlier. Not sure exactly how many minutes he spent in here unsuccessfully getting to Helmet Head. But, yeah, and if he remembers what he did when he comes back in, that's always a big thing. Because he was in here, 20 minutes ago? It's kind of, you've been in several other palaces since then. You walk back into 2. You're like, where did I go again? Where have I been and where haven't I been? As he's looping around in 6 here, we're seeing him in this room already because there's no small item on the ledge.
Yeah, I think Valence died here.
Yeah, I was going to say, this could have been where he game overed, somewhere near around here. Is the Doom Knocker on the other side of this room, though? Have we seen this room? Not sure we're going to get the chance to go over there.
Well, we certainly haven't been through this room yet. This could lead to the snake.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that Valence here, like, there's this junction, right? So I believe he took the high road last time. I believe that's where a Doom Knocker was, unless it's a duplicate room. But, Zen could just hit this room and go south, go take the bottom floor, come through this Moa Bridge room, and, this could be Barba right here coming up. And, he misses, a chunk of P6, and he saves a lot of time.
Right.
You want to,
This P6 is taking quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to sometimes, like, people are like, oh man, I God routed 6, and it's like, I like to feel like that as well, but it's always like, I just kind of got lucky, it's just, I just got lucky.
We got more purple up on Arcane's side, a little bit brighter this time though.
Yeah, it's better than the blinding pinks and oranges and other colors that you can get. Very purple themed though. I
do like the P6 colors. The maroon or whatever.
Yeah. There's a very interesting room right there in the start of P4. It was a glove block. And it has a drop in it as well. And that early on, it might be worth attempting to take that drop if it's in like the first room.
Since this is the way to Barba, I'm not necessarily sure that ZenArcane's going to find it much faster than Valence will, because this was from a left, if I'm not mistaken, a left that kind of curved around for quite a couple rooms before you finally get to Barba. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, we have a Rebo Shark non-cheese item guarded room here.
Oh my god.
At this point, what are we looking for? We're missing a heart. We're missing some magic containers.
No. Oh god.
Oh no, Death on Barba.
This is a make or break thing. Yeah, you don't want to die here. This is pretty deep in the palace.
Yeah. This is going to be a huge time loss at this point. All the digging he's done in here.
If Valence dies here, I think that's gonna kind of be an open. Yep.
Oh no. Well, you could flip this around again. Coming back to theory crafting, is that Valence, when he comes into 2, he gets to Helmet Head quickly. He comes into 4, he doesn't find the item room, and he backs out. Maybe he takes this drop immediately, and this drop is apparently going to lead to Karak before the item room. So I don't know. He has some areas he could save time, but he doesn't know that because it's rando.
Yep.
But that doesn't feel good, whether he knows it or not. It doesn't feel. What he knows is that he just game over twice in P6, once on the boss, and this is becoming a huge amount of time spent in here.
Yeah, it really is. This is his 3rd attempt of this fairly long palace. I think this is a real gut punch to his run, unfortunately.
Yeah, just continuing talking about luck in palaces. If Zen is very unlucky in this 6, then that's going to help Valence out. But again, you really can't measure any of this stuff until they've already been through here, done it. Like, essentially, the race is over, and you can look back at it. It's not too far in. What is he? 4 rooms in now?
Okay.
Maybe 5, and then.
Sure enough, yeah.
I think the elevator's coming up in the next room here.
Yeah, and then it's like 4 more rooms past that.
Yeah, it's down and right in this elevator, and then yeah.
Down and left.
No, this one's a down and right here.
Okay.
And then he goes down and left again. Then he goes down and left, I think, and then it kind of snakes around. Snakes around for the snake.
This is a pretty long palace.
Yeah, I mean this is like a solid 11 or 12 rooms, I'd say, to get to Barba, something like that. So it is quite the dig. Yeah, I think here's your down and left. All right, Zen turning in trophy for Fairy now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go down and left, then we go down into Barba's room. Okay, we're like you can totally visualize it. It's like down and right, down and left, down and right to the boss room. Just this whole, as he goes deeper into the subterranean layers of the palace.
Oh yeah, and what the best part is? Like, to get to even that, you have to go into like an exterior room too. So it's like you're entering the palace, and then you're like, I think it goes down, and then it comes back up, and I think it maybe goes up again. Then you're basically on like some mountainside, and then you start digging down into that mountain to get to Barba. See, randomizers are cool because they oh good.
Yeah. There was like it was like Peach from Mario 2 there doing a little sliding around. I know it's Zelda, but it kind of reminds me of Peach from Zelda 2.
Outdoor Barbara? Yep. Not Barbara. Yeah.
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
All right, so Zen is still. Oh! Did Zen hit a fairy block? Is that why he went out to get?
That must have been. Sorry, I was paying attention to Valence at that point.
Yeah. So was I, because it was on Barba, and there was all this the game overing and all that stuff going on. Oh no! So this is what we're exactly talking about. Like Zen without Fairy, presumably hit a fairy block that sent him out to go get Fairy out of Rudo that she had the trophy for before walking into 4. But there it is. Yep, there it is. Wow. So Valen's not going to have that same problem if he just takes the drop. I think it's kind of a dead end to the right after the drop, and that turned Zen around pretty quickly, and then saw this. So if Valence just follows the drop in P4, he's going to be in better shape as opposed to not following the drop and finding the item room and having to fight a Rebo for a P bag.
So they both had a palace that has given them a pretty big time loss.
Yeah.
So we're not at a point where one of them is out of the running.
No way. I always hope that when we get to GP, it's a GP that challenges the runners. I don't want like the most difficult GP like that experienced runners would love, but I also don't want a free GP where it's Thunderbird 2 rooms in and Darklink 2 rooms later, up an elevator or something. Those are the ridiculous GPs that are just like, man, what was this? And so I hope there's some choices in GP to make. I hope we see some more high-fiving and path crossing. So yeah, still plenty of race left here.
I've got a serious problem with Zelda 2. I've just realized.
I know. We all do. That's why we play the game. It's a self-diagnosing, self-treating group.
Oh, you play the game?
At times.
Just kidding. You're always choosing me because I don't really play. No, I've got a problem with Zelda 2 in that there's not any spiders in the palaces. You would think they'd be spiders are creepy. You should have a creepy palace. Why is there no spider palace?
Have you seen the spiders in this game? The dealers? They're not too scary.
I know exactly. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, 8-bit Nintendo graphics. Are there scary spiders on Nintendo?
Yeah, of course. And it can be done. It can be done. I can see it in my head right now.
Yeah, I mean, the enemies are all kind of a little goofy. I'm not sure if I'd be frightened of any Nintendo 8-bit spiders, but as I look around my ceiling, making sure there's nothing above me.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how many times spiders drop directly onto me.
Yeah, thanks. Let's not talk about that as we find Karok here in P4 for Zen. Easy peasy. Just cast Reflect and hang out in the corner. Looking for Helmet Head in P2 for Valence.
Tektites should be removed from every Zelda game. I don't know. I don't find Tektites that scary. They're not really spiders. They've only got 4 legs, and they got that big, goofy body. Are there Tektites in the new game, in Breath of the Wild or anything? Now that I think about it, I don't think so. Knight Rider for the NES had scary spiders. Is that it?
What?
I've never played the Knight Rider game on NES.
Nor have I.
Maybe I should, you know?
I'm trying to see where this elevator is going to take us here on Valence's side. Zen is done with 4. He is done with the west. He's off to the east. He's going to go find 6. And this is right to Helmet Head. So this is I don't know. You'd have to combine, you have to go back and see how long Valence spent in this palace and then add it to this time here to see the total time spent in P2. But I'm going to say it's probably pretty comparable to Zen's at this point, even though Valence did the early dig. He must have remembered kind of where he needed to go at that point. Oh, P5. That's right, P5 on Maze Island. This could be interesting. Oh, have we seen the cost of Thunder just yet? I mean, we've had it for a while. I haven't been paying attention to cost.
I don't think I would be surprised if it's gone down, but I haven't seen the cost now.
Yeah, I didn't even see what it was when we picked it up. I mean, it could have been 60-something, 70-something. We were talking about that earlier about how it could be in the 80s and still looking at their magic levels there that they each have only 96 magic.
Gremlins 2 is possibly scary spiders. I think you're right. I haven't really played Gremlins 2 or seen it in quite some time. Or Gremlins 1 then. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. It can be done.
Valen's going to take the drop here. This is the answer. And Zen had 2 lefts to choose from. He took the bottom left and then with another elevator here. Sorry, this is spicy. This is getting spicy.
It is.
Item room. Doesn't want it.
Alright, what about phase spiders? Okay. You make it 2 tiles wide instead of the 1 tile wide, by mirroring the spider tile, right? And then you make it so it can crawl on the ceilings and drop down and go up. And then right before it strikes, right before it jumps at you, it turns invisible. And if you don't have the cross, it's more difficult to deal with. Now that would be a good enemy.
I have no idea. Valence, seeing the dead end to the right after the drop, says up. I'm going to up an A. I'm going to go left at the drop. Instead, this is the wrong move, unfortunately. This is going to be a full clear of 4. Unless he up an A's out of the item room there, which would be the play once he sees it.
Yeah.
Zen also with a quick up and A there. Got several elevator paths to choose from here. Not the first elevator, but there's 2 other elevators that are have junctions on them.
No Chibato, oh my gosh. There are some fun spider enemies from some tabletop RPGs that I know of. There was one from Pathfinder that I know about. It's a dead spider, a huge dead spider that's animated by living spiders that are inside of it.
Great.
It's a spider corpse filled with spiders. You're not a spider fan, am I right?
Not quite.
There's another one I'll tell you about later.
I don't want to hear it. Valence, unfortunately, killing the boss. Going to see his P-bag here worth nothing. And that's an up and A at that point. He's got nowhere else to go unless he's going to walk it back to the drop. Drop is 1 room in, so up and A is the play. Yeah, so the time spent in here is so far comparable to Zen, but Zen did have to leave to go get fairies. So Valence will never have to do that, right? So he's always going to have that time. However you want to say it, he won't be hit with that time loss. Thunder's currently 67. Okay, tons of magic to cast it then.
Homewrecker's got a good idea. A Goomba that throws dealers instead of hammers.
Oh, I have a boss Goomba that has a dealer as a ball and chain.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's fairly easy to do. Yeah, because you're just changing the graphic of it, right? I could do that right now.
Yeah, I mean it was a glitch that happened to me, and I can show you.
I think I might have seen it.
Maybe? I think you did.
It's cool.
All right, so we did have options here in 4. I don't know if we're going up or down. I don't remember whether Zen went up or down. I think he went up because I think he checked down first and then went up that elevator and then took that direction. So this might be comparable then at the end to Zen's time. Nope, this is down. Wow, okay, so Zen did take a little bit longer. I do remember this. This is the fire jump that Zen did. I think Karok is right down this elevator. Up as a loop. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Looks like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the P6 is for Zen, because that could be a huge time. I mean, it's either going to be similar or it's going to be quite a catch-up.
All right, so that is Karok down for Valence. So that leaves Boss Goomba.
Yeah, 5 gems to Zen's 4, but he's had a good amount of time here in P5, looking around unsuccessfully so far to find Goomba. Okay, there it is. Just speak the boss into existence. However, no cast of life here. Life 7 shielded. Attack 5 shouldn't be too bad. We're going for a Thunder turn in here. Medicine turn in for Thunder. That is on Valence's side. Looking like 3 more hits for Zen.
Nicely done. Okay, it was a little close there for a second, but I think he still could have taken 1 more hit, even if he got hit right there. So, he was in good shape pretty much the whole time.
Zen ties it back up at 5. At 5 in 5.
Yeah, so it all comes down to who's gonna finish faster. Valence finishing P5 or ZenArcane finishing P6. Now P5 is in Maze Island, which is very accessible. So that's a little bit of an advantage to Valence, but he is still picking up spells and stuff.
Yeah, and assuming both of our runners have seen Death Valley, I believe I read that someone had said it was near, we think it's near New Kasuto. Both of them had seen New Kasuto. So if that's the case, then hopefully they've both seen Death Valley and we don't have 6 gems placed on one side and then unfortunately one runner knows where it's at and the other one doesn't. And then that's kind of where the game gets really lopsided at that point.
E-Honda skin for Goomba? Sure. That could be something that works.
Grabbing the old upstab technique.
I love me some upstab. And Valence has started with P5.
About 107 flat here. I don't have the time for Zen, but can kind of look at it as Valence goes in and out of here. See what the time is when he leaves.
I think this race is going to come down to whoever finishes the game faster.
Sometimes that is what what?
I think I broke him finally.
Yeah, is this our Death Valley right down here? I don't know.
That looks like it could be Death Valley. Valley Death. Nice one, 7-8 time. Yeah.
I don't know if we've had divergence yet in 5 for valence. This might have been linear up to this point. Okay, here's an elevator shaft. Oh wait.
Mm-hmm.
Is this gonna be Goomba? Is it if there are drippers down here? Oh no, this is literally Goomba's elevator. This is it. This is how fast P5 was for valence. That is a humongous time save. So Zen needs to like God route P6.
Yeah.
In order to make sure that it stays super close. He's walking in right now.
That is a game-winning routing right there. Not that it's over, but I mean, like, if by the end Valence wins, we could say, yeah, you won because this. Ooh, not the most clean Guma fight, but let's give it another try.
I was getting ready. It might have been my fault. I may have, with some telekinetic energy here, messed this up. Is that I was about to call sub 2 minutes from when we entered to getting Guma down, but obviously that's not true anymore. We walked in 107 on Valence's side. So it's like
it happened. If
yeah.
Pre-com curse, absolutely. This was a much cleaner fight. I think Valence may want to spend some time on Guma though, with a very low level attack, and save states to reset the fight.
There it is. Nightcrawler saying Valence's combat no good on Guma. 5.6 out of 10.
Gosh, this is Upstarts, and I am an old.
They're allowed to not be professionals, Nightcrawler.
Exactly. I'm saying the old farts still have a couple of things to say to the Upstarts, right?
Oh, so Valence looking around here for Death Valley. I don't know if he saw the lava. Again, I'm not 100% even sure if that's what the entrance was, but he's looking down here on the south side.
Has he turned in? Has he gotten Thunder and it's just not been marked? Or is this...
Yeah, he has turned in Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, he has turned in medicine for Thunder, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Zen taking some lefts here. Seen that dead end, unfortunately. Might be doing a little bit of gambling with these lefts, but we know that it's just kind of hard right through the courtyard room and then just follow the elevator from there. And I don't know what the first few rooms looked like in 6 that led us to a courtyard, but if he just follows that.
And yeah, 7-8 time is following my philosophy, which is you don't need life levels if you don't get hit.
Absolutely. Here we go. Zen needs to take this to the next elevator and then down and right from there. And he will have saved a chunk of time over Valence in P6 here. So yeah, that sub 3 minute P5 for Valence was huge. Although looking around for GP, if Zen has located Death Valley already, then he's going to have a little bit of an advantage here as well when it comes to just finding it or getting to it. I do think it was from the north side there. I mean, we saw the lava. The lava isn't 100% indicative of, like, there could just be a little bit of a lava splatter. I mean, well, maybe not. It's a vanilla-like, so lava nearby means that it's probably Death Valley there that we saw by P6 there.
I think so.
And Zen taking the right direction. Zen did a check in the wrong direction first, then he stepped out of there, and he's going the right way now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think the entrance to Valley of Death is left of here, right?
Yeah, somewhere right over here, somewhere out of the middle section of this Eastern Vanilla-like.
I don't usually keep as good a mental map if I'm not actually playing, but I think that was the case. And who knows, maybe you have to take a pass-through to get in there.
Oh, we're also going in for upstab here too. Zen already picking that up. So if he can get to Barba and take Barba out on the first try, this is going to be a pretty close GP entry. Looking like Valen's probably going to be in there, 1 to 2 minutes before Zen?
Yeah, I think so. Because Zen is going to have... I think he's going to get to GP a little bit faster than Valence did.
Yeah. Again, we're kind of assuming that Zen already knows the way. We think it's just nearby P6 here somewhere.
Yeah, get that life.
Yeah. Calling back to the routing from earlier on, we were talking about how, Zen kind of cleaning up the west and then cleaning up the east just kind of as he goes. Looked like he might have been behind, but then...
Oh! I appreciate it. Thank you, Zen, for trying. Ride the dragon. Ride the dragon.
This is a family-friendly channel, Nightcrawler. That is Death Valley, after all. Just that little bit of lava that we saw.
Probably... Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
He's on his last life now.
Yeah. I mean, this could be... hate to say nail in the coffin. It's still kind of early if GP is a huge troll, but man... He needed that jackhammer kill.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, for those who don't know, jackhammering is basically in Zelda 2, when you do a stab, there's an animation that plays, but when you down stab by pressing down, it happens in like 1 or 2 frames. And it just goes straight into the attack, and there's no like recovery animation. So basically what you can do is you can just hit down over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it'll just keep attacking. So the trick is being in the right place, surrounded by the right kinds of terrain, and, with the right kinds of enemies. You jackhammer different enemies very differently, especially something like Guma, but you can kill them super quick, and with Barba, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, and you have to spam like a maniac. That's something that if you don't have a really fast spam ability, you're just going to kind of fall through the enemy's hitbox as per design of the game. You can kind of just bounce on them once and then you fall through. But like you say, if you do the attack, if you do the downstab cancel animation, just let go of downstab and do it again and again and again, then you can kind of just surf on their hitbox.
Yeah. Ride the dragon. That's what I mean.
So we had Valen's in here, 1:14:33 on my timer here from the commentary booth here. So we'll see when Zen walks in. I think, is this just south of where he's at, or was he supposed to go north? I think
he's... okay, he knows exactly where he is.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. So it's been about a minute and a half.
There. Yeah.
Oh, early Thunderbird.
That's a good opportunity for ZenArcane to catch up.
We've been seeing a lot of early Thunderbirds, and I don't, again, we talked about this, I think, pretty much every race up to this point so far, is that this leaves a lot of opportunity for Darkling to just be anywhere, because it could be, again, I said this early on, I didn't want to see this, where Thunderbird was very early in, and then Darklink is, again, 2 more rooms later. That's kind of a letdown, a disappointment when it comes to GP. But, this could be another 18 rooms or so to get to Darklink. And this could be a winding path to get to Darklink. And, again, I don't want to see these runners game over 50 times in here as they can't get through some of these tougher rooms with mixed large and small enemies. But I would like to see these runners pushed, and I would like to see some further deaths and possibly, maybe a few more game overs. I mean, they got this.
Well, we could be seeing a death. Oh, gosh. Okay, good. Valence was kind of riding the danger line, riding the red line on that Thunderbird, because was on beep strats for most of the fight, like 75% of the fight there, but did manage to clear it up. And up an aid, which is probably smart, but technically, in terms of Palace progression, ZenArcane is ahead at this point. But of course, ZenArcane still has to fight Thunderbird. So we're in pretty good shape as far as how well lined up these two runners are. Oh, but
Yeah,
ZenArcane took a death, so he's probably going up an A now too.
Yeah, this is I love the Bogos in this room, but if you're not prepared for kill, you have to kill them every time they pop up in your face. You just can't. You don't have the luxury of just standing there, because as Zen just kind of stood there for taking one of the hits, the injured animation, whatever you want to call that, the hurt animation, did push him backwards into the lava. There, you're so close to the ledges of those platforms up top that you just want to try to kill those Bogos as soon as they're right in your face. Zen could probably also use a nice one attempt here on Thunderbird to try to get through this.
Yeah.
Terrible room for terrible guests showing him their Valence's side, arriving into that room and seeing the bird immediately.
Yeah, that version of that room is pretty tough. Oh my god.
Jesus.
What? Oh my god. That's unbelievable.
Come on, man. These are such disappointing GPs.
Are we gonna have to give all the viewers their money back?
Yes.
Oh my god. I already spent it. Sorry, guys. Now, okay, everyone. Now, we joke, but, GP can be like that. And get your GGs in chat for a Valence, and if ZenArcane does not up an A here, he will be completing the seed in just a minute or two.
Yep, he just needs to go down to the bottom of the elevator.
Oh my god. What a race. No! Okay. Alright, there we go. That is a close race. Even if we're... me and Mariah were a little disappointed with the GP. Oh, look! Zelda's... The tracker. Zelda got up and went back to sleep. And that's me on a Saturday. Sorry, you guys can't see, but Valence's tracker has it going on. We talked about it earlier. Alright, yeah. Everyone who hasn't, GG's in chat for Valence, and you're going to get your GG's in chat for ZenArcane in just a moment. Well done to these two racers.
Yeah, it was quite the nail biter up until three rooms after Thunderbird.
Well, they did keep it close, at least.
What was that? 42 seconds.
Oh my gosh, yeah, very close. Are we going to be getting them into the booth? Oh, there we go.
GG ZenArcane.
Yo, thank you, GG's.
Super close race, as you could tell. Commentary booth audience a little let down by the difficulty of GP there. Because it's just simply free after Thunderbird. Just first through Thunderbird and then immediately go down that elevator, and that was it. We were hoping for a little bit more of a trial in GP. Both of you guys, making it to brackets, making it to the quarterfinals here, and just being some of the top runners moving out of the Upstarts tournament here. I was hoping for a little bit of a troll in GP. Nothing too difficult though, but yeah, super basic and easy here. Kind of disappointed. I mean, when you see it, you're like, oh, I just had to get here 42 seconds earlier, and I would have won,
Yeah, I mean, I think that death in that room with the T's or whatever it is, that hurt a little bit. If I could have just gotten through that room slightly quicker, that makes up a bit of time.
That's true. I mean, you can go back to the last 10 minutes of the race previous to Thunderbird, and the jackhammer attempt on Barba, which was looking good, and then that death, and then the second death after that was easily, that time right there, and it was just like that jackhammer. Honestly, had you pulled it off, that might have been exactly what flipped this race, given how easy GP was.
Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to practice it, and just haven't quite gotten it down yet, unfortunately. But Just keep learning, keep trying.
Absolutely. It's a great thing to it's not only is it a fast kill on Barba, but it's also nice and flashy. You get to show off for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
what
was
it's about.
excited. I was excited when I saw you going for it.
Yeah.
Because it's probably, I don't know, it's my favorite boss kill in Zelda 2, I think.
Yeah, either that or just getting inside of Goomba's hitbox and just beating him up. But that's a pretty tough technique to pull
That's so
off.
hard. Yeah.
But I think we're.
Mhm.
I thought I saw Valence pop up for half a second in the waiting room. Well, okay. Yeah, looking back at this, Zen, you and Valence did two separate things. You just stuck to the east when you were there, and you did happen to find the magic key in the basement, and it was interesting because Valence was there, I think, just 2 minute or two before you were, and had 6 magic containers before he walked into New Kasuto. And so he got the key out of the basement immediately, and we saw you had 5. We're like, we don't know if it's going to be 5 or 6. This might be bad for Zen because, Valence already had Fairy, and he was getting ready to go into palaces. And then you find the 6 magic container in the spell tower, just walk it back, get the key, and start doing things from there. And it's interesting because the way you each routed it, there was a bit of divergence at the beginning, and then it all reconverges in GP. But you both did slightly separate things in a slightly separate order, and these are the best types of races to watch because it's fun to just theorycraft these, and just someone's in a different palace than the next runner, and someone did something in a different order, and it just worked out. Is ultimately what it's saying. Is it worked out? You didn't have to go back for Fairy right away until you hit that P4, unfortunately. Oh wait. No, you did have to go back for Fairy out of P4, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking for it before I went, and I just lost the town. That's one of my biggest weaknesses, rooting wise, is I keep losing towns and palaces, and I don't remember where they are, and it was just sitting right there.
Yeah, that happens.
Welcome, Valence. GG.
Hello.
Yo, GG's Valence.
GG's. I don't know how well you did or what your routing was like. But
Their routing was very different.
Yeah,
Your routing was very different.
Yeah, we were just discussing that with Zen, where you guys did slightly different things. You had Valence, you had Fairy attempting to do a P2 with too many doors, 1 cast of Fairy per life. That's super punishing. Zen already had the magic key by the time he was walking into palaces. So, he didn't have any of those problems. And again, just kind of comes down to random palace layouts. So, whoever did whatever faster, whoever chose a certain path faster, your P5 was amazing. Your P5 was sub 3 minutes, and Zen, your P5 was a nightmare. And that's just like the difference between that. But then Zen, your P6 was way better than Valence's. Valence's P6 was terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, you had 2 game overs in there, dude, and that was rough.
It was very frustrating. I was very, very down at that point. I'm like, I have to finish P6 before I go back to the West and clear.
Yeah, so both of you had some palaces that were a little bit that flipped, and this is why it was so interesting watching you do different things in different orders. But then again, Valence punished in 6, Zen not, Zen punished in 5, Valence not. So it was just like this back and forth where like they're going to enter in pretty close to GP at the same time here, and it's just, we were talking to Zen that I personally am very disappointed that GPs end up like this, where Thunderbird's just a few rooms in, and then Darklink is very easily accessible in the next elevator, and
I was very surprised when I saw T-Bird that early. I was like, oh no, it's going to be one of those. But then I went up, and then I went down, and it was right there, and I was just shocked. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Where was Zen when I went into GP?
Zen, I think you entered in about 2 minutes after Valence, so somewhere right in there, and then 42-second difference finish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was very close.
Yeah, and Valence, I agree with what you did. Opening after Thunderbird, that's a smart move. In this case, it kind of bit you on the ankle though, because
yeah. I thought, well, it's right there. I'll get all my resources back. I'll do the first couple rooms better, now that I know what's in there. But then he was just right there.
Yeah. And actually, he did not up an A, even though I think he also took a death, but he wasn't quite as beat up after Thunderbird, so he had a little bit more resources coming out of Thunderbird than you, I think. But that difference kind of made played into, how those times came closer together. But you still had enough time left over to close it out. I think the biggest difference is, the P5, how much faster you did it than ZenArcane. But of course your P6 was troubled as well. So there was definitely back and forth there.
Well, I'm super glad it was close and entertaining.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal anyway, entertaining everyone. So I'm happy we could do that.
Yeah. And I mean, even coming into this, you guys were as close as you could be. What was it, like 82 to 83 points? And you finished within like 40 seconds of each other. So, yeah, I think you guys are official rivals now.
All right, let's go.
It's on.
The Might Guy and Kakashi, or oh gosh, am I too much of a weeb right now? Whatever.
I understood that reference. It's fine.
Thank you. Well, yeah, fantastic race. Thanks both of you. We got to see a lot of really cool stuff. So how are you enjoying this style of scheduling together and being restreamed live, as opposed to the asynchronous matches that we had in the previous portion of the tournament?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was incredibly nervous going into a live race situation, especially like my P2 and P6 being. I was like, oh my god, not now. Pull yourself together. But it was fun. It was very fun. It eventually got into a groove where you kind of forgot about it, except every time you would look over to race time to see if he finished or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after every last palace. Like the last 3 palaces, I'm like, oh no.
Timer's still going. I gotta keep going.
You know what? Actually, for both you guys, both for Valence, practicing the jackhammer, and for ZenArcane practicing on Guma, I think it would be good to make a seed where you have weak attack and high life, and never level up your attack, and level up your life and your magic, or just set your magic to infinite in the flags, and then start with all the spells and abilities, and just set a save state on each of the bosses. Because if you can ride Barba for 30 stabs, you can definitely ride him for 6.
Yeah.
So, and same thing with boss Guma. So getting that rhythm down can be a little tricky sometimes, especially when you're under everyone's microscope, and you're under a bit of pressure. So I think that'd be a good thing if you guys did that. Yeah, but a fantastic race for both you guys. You guys are pretty excellent runners at this point, I'd say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So, Mirai, anything else that you'd like to talk about before we close it out?
Probably just repeat some of the stuff we said there. GG's to both runners. Upstarts tournament, newer runners, top 8 making it to this point. Valence, you were seeded 4th. Zen, you were 5th. This is a very good matchup here, and obviously the showing here today, the 2 different paths. I'm sure if you watch this back, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. It was kind of a wild ride. Watching both of you do slightly different things, and watching the way that each palace played out for each of you. And then such a close finish here just kind of solidifies the fact that there was a good, the seeding and the brackets, the points from the async weeks, they were not lying. This was a very good race. And unfortunately, Zen, you do have to go home. I mean, you're ALTTP. You got so much stuff on your plate anyway, man. You're doing a ton of stuff. Yeah, Zen is, for those that don't know, Zen is like super ALTTPR runner here. So yeah, there's no stage fright here, I'm sure, other than maybe just worrying about people judging his Z2R skills. But you're doing fine out there, man. You're doing fine. I watch you from time to time. Watching Valence firing up the stream the other night as well. I was lurking. So yeah, everyone's doing great at this point. Everyone's doing good. Zen, you get to go home, but Valence, you get to continue on. Your next opponent is going to be Chadbert, I believe.
I think so.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone's allowed to schedule whenever moving forward. There's probably a due date by like next Sunday or something. I'm sure that's in the details in the Z2R Discord that I don't have open right now. But yeah, looking forward to that for sure. And again, great showing from both of you today. GG to both of you. Everything up to this point has been fantastic. And good luck moving forward.
Yeah,
I do want to.
Thanks for. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, well, I was just going to say thank you for the restream and the commentary. I am going to go back and rewatch it, so I wasn't able to enjoy it in that sense, but thank you for doing this always,
Yeah, I know from doing restreams myself and being on restreams from ALTTPR that, getting crews sometimes is super hard. So, thank you, Mirai, Nightcrawler, Homewrecker for, putting this race on for us, and thanks to everyone for watching.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Now, I do want to, I think at this point I want to thank, our viewers for coming in and joining us, and I want to thank our racers because, it may be easy to minimize just how much of a big thing it is to come into a game that's unfamiliar and give it a try, especially a game like Zelda 2, which is kind of maligned by a lot of not just the Zelda community, but a lot of gamers out there. So giving it a try, giving it your all, practicing, scheduling races, doing all that, we really appreciate it, and we hope you stick around in the community. And for anyone else who is interested, we do have a Link to the Past, No Major Glitches, coming up in about an hour and a half. And we got Majora's Mask Randomizer about an hour after that. And we got another Zelda 2 Upstarts later on tonight in about 5.5 hours, and a Wind Waker Randomizer tournament at the same time. So there's plenty of stuff coming up.
Wait, we have an Upstarts tournament race tonight?
Yeah, what's tonight?
Oh, wow.
It says so on the tournament, on the thing. Oh, wait, hold on. That's ZenArcane versus Valence. Didn't that just happen?
Cubs is saying that you're on UTC as opposed to Pacific.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Well, I guess I just messed up that whole thing then. Okay.
This is why you let Cubs handle it on the way out.
Yeah.
He knows where the drop down is for time zones.
Okay, well, we have stuff coming up your way. Cubs, you wanna come?
Stay tuned for things.
Let me paste that into chat if it has already been pasted. All right, I think we're. Okay.
Oh, we're doing the
Let's
outro. I'm sorry, we're doing the outro. Yes, fantastic. I missed that part. We're doing the outro. Cubs is busy with 7 different things, including batting practice. So yeah, big shout out to ZSR. Thanks for putting this on. Thanks for getting this together. GG's to the runners. Nightcrawler, my co-com, home_wrecker, our Z2R _tracker. Fantastic. And I believe that is going to be it from us then.
Yes, thank you all again, and thanks for racers, and I guess thank you, Mirai. Whatever,
You're welcome, Nightcrawler.
Take care, everybody.